What is going on, Raptors Nation? It is Luca here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well, and back with another post-game video. And boy, oh boy, the new look Raptors post-Siakam, they look like a lot of fun. It's one game, but was that ever a game? The new look Raptors, unbelievable way to bring in and usher in this new era. They just look like a completely different team, especially in that first half, building that huge lead, holding on, and winning this game against a very good Miami Heat team. We're going to talk about it. Do me a solid, everybody. Hit a like on the video, and please subscribe to the channel for more. So I did drop my Siakam trade reaction on the channel a little while ago. Go check it out after this one if you haven't already. And now that I've sat with it, my mindset hasn't changed as it pertains to the trade. I know there's a lot of people upset of the return the Raptors were able to get for Siakam, but I said it in that video, in a video on my personal channel. Given the circumstances, it was the right move to trade Pascal Siakam to get the 3 first-rounders that they got, and just to get something versus nothing, which would have been the case if the Raptors didn't do anything and let this thing play out until the summer. It did not make sense to bring back Pascal Siakam. Basically, that's what I'm trying to get at here. The reason being is because the Raptors needed to finally pick a direction. They have chosen that direction. It is a youth movement. It is a rebuilding situation around Scottie Barnes. And it looked good in game number 1. There's obviously going to be growing pains. There's obviously going to be a lot of ups and downs. That's what happens when you're in a new era, a new rebuilding process. And this game against Miami, I mean, how about the Raptors getting off to an electric start? Like, this was a completely different team in the first quarter. The Raptors shot 63% from the field, hit 7 of 10 of their 3-point attempts, and they outscored the Heat 41-18 in that first quarter. And then the Raptors, they just continued that hot play. They had a 78-43 lead. And how ironic is that they hold the Miami Heat to 43 points at the half, paying tribute to Pascal Siakam, who obviously wore number 43 with the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors were up by 35 at half, their largest halftime lead in the game since December 1st, 2019. It was Miami's largest halftime deficit in franchise history. That is per Krathika. And you look at the Raptors in this one, the barbecue era is officially here, and it's time to trust in barbecue. Barnes had 20, 9 of 16, and it's funny because Miami did make this thing interesting in the third. We're all thinking it when they did cut the lead down, and then at one point, I think they got it down to like 14, and you're thinking, oh my goodness, the Heat are actually going to overcome a 37-point lead, because that was the Raptors' largest lead in this one at one point. But the Raptors did a good job of hitting big shots down the stretch. Scottie Barnes, he showed up particularly in that fourth. And it's like it was his way of saying, this is my yard now. Like when Roman Reigns cut the promo after beating The Undertaker at WrestleMania. This is Scottie Barnes' yard now. This is his team now. And in that fourth quarter, he went to work. Finished with 20, like I said, 8 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Gary Trent Jr., I mean, he's playing like he wants to keep this starting job for a while. I speculated if, guys like Gary Trent Jr., Jakob Poeltl are going to be on the trading block. You look at Gary Trent Jr., he is going to be an unrestricted free agent unless an extension happens between now and the summer. And then obviously a Bruce Brown, who the Raptors got in the trade. But Gary Trent Jr., I mean, he plays differently as a starter. He shows up against Miami. He was on fuego tonight. 28 points, 10 of 13, 8 of 9 from 3. Literally, Gary Trent Jr. missed 1 3, 8 of 9 from 3. He was motivated as ever to show up in a big way after regaining the starting position after the Pascal Siakam trade. And even with Bruce Brown coming on over, I still think Gary Trent Jr. is going to remain the starter. Bruce Brown is probably going to come from off the bench. That's just my prediction on how I see the rotation going once the Raptors get their new players in the trade. But again, speaking of barbecue, new era, Barnes, these guys are for sure going to be here. No questions asked. Barnes, 20. RJ Barrett had 26. He was a plus 20 in this one. 9 of 14 from the field. Did struggle from the free throw line. Very uncharacteristic there. 1 of 3 from 3, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Emmanuel Quickly, 17 points. Did struggle from the field a little bit, 6 of 16. But he had 8 rebounds, 9 assists. So the Raptors gave us a glimpse of the future in this one, guys. And then I want to give a big shout out to Grady Dick. We saw Grady Dick in this one, particularly at the beginning of the game. Dick, he is obviously going to get more minutes, you would think, in this post-Siakam rebuilding era of the Raptors. He had 12 minutes, 6 points, 2 of 2 from 3, hit those triples, 4 assists, 2 steals. Grady Dick was a plus 14. So I really hope Grady Dick gets more minutes with the Raptors and he gets more of an opportunity here. As you look at the Raptors bench, Schroeder, he had 9 points, 27 minutes. He was a plus 31. And then Thad Young had 28 minutes, scored 5 points, 8 rebounds. He was a plus 21. Boucher was a plus 20. And then Jonte Porter, who continues to get the start at center for the Raptors with the Jakob out, he had 6 points in 18 minutes. So the Raptors had their best half by far in this game against Miami. I mean, collectively, you could argue this was their best game, period. I know, like I said, they had the hiccup and scare in the third when the Heat went on that 30-16 run in the quarter, but this was as impressive of a win. You know, following the trade without your leading scorer, who's now in Indiana and Siakam, Raptors are going to be okay, guys. I know there's a lot of people still upset because of what the Raptors got back in that trade, and I get it. It was a bit disappointing, like I said, when you looked at the return for a 2-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA. But given the circumstances, the Raptors had no other choice. They pulled that trigger. And now what's more important is all that is in the rear view. It's time to flip the page. It's time to start fresh. No more distractions. No more trade rumors. It's time for this team to just go and, you know, just show what they can do and get better with each rep. Because, you know, this is going to be obviously slow-moving process, like I said. It's not going to be just linear. There's a lot more pieces to this. You know, the Raptors are going to make more trades for picks. Obviously, they're in a youth movement. They have a big upcoming 2024 NBA draft all of a sudden. Are they going to bottom out to keep their pick? There's a lot still at play. But in terms of the big decisions, those are finally put to rest. And I think, you know, that's really good for this team now. They can just go out there, no distractions, and just play basketball, continue to develop, and continue to show what they got. So Raptors get it done against Miami. Barbecue plus Trent Jr. Cook. And we will see how the new look Raptors look tomorrow night, because they will be on the second night of a back-to-back as they host DeMar DeRozan and the Bulls to wrap up their 3-game homestand before heading on the road to take on the Knicks on Saturday night. That's going to be a big one, as the Raptors are going to be playing against OG Anunoby. That is it for me, guys. Let me know your thoughts. Hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. This is Lucas signing off. Until next time, stay safe.